Hello. Hi. This is Veliswa, of course. And today I'd like to talk about the cost of getting to the next level of your growth, the cost of getting to the next stage of your growth and your development, and what that actually costs. Hi, Masi. Hello. Thank you for joining. Thank you. You're the first one. Hi. So as I was saying, that today I want to talk about the cost of growth, the cost of leveling up, and what that looks like. And hi, Masi. And the fact that growth is not free, development is not free. And I want to bring home that I'm not talking just about, because I on my YouTube channel I do some of the hard stuff that come with growth, and on this chat, on this talk, I'm gonna go in a completely different angle, which is incredibly important. It's a completely different angle that is incredibly important, and I don't think it's talked about a lot. Masi, do you mind if we just wait for 2 or 3 minutes for a few people? If people don't join in, then I'll just continue. It's just that I don't want to go forward and then people join, and then they ask questions that I've already things that I've already covered. So can you just give me 2 minutes? 2 minutes. I'm not gonna wait too long, because okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. The growth is not for free. I'm just gonna check a few people. Okay, Masi, I'm a person who likes to keep things moving, so I'll get started. I'm sure people will join along the way if they want to. Okay, so the cost of leveling up. Growth is not free, as I've said. It comes at a cost, and there's a lot of releasing that needs to happen in order to help us make space for the things that we actually want. And this is not something that I think is regularly taught. I think the angle that most of us gets exposed to is an angle where people are telling us to gain things, to take on more, to learn more, to get more of this, to get more of that, to take on more responsibility, to involve ourselves in more things. So no one talks about the importance of letting things go, releasing things, giving up things as a way to help you grow, as a way to help you level up. I don't think we speak enough about the importance of giving up things, letting things go in order to help yourself grow. I don't think that there's a great education about the importance of that. I think the majority of our education speaks primarily about us gaining things, taking things on. So my talk today is highly focused on letting things go, releasing. That's the whole thing that I'm going to be talking about. Releasing in order to level up, releasing in order to grow, in order to develop, in order to go to the next level. In life, there are levels. And people always talk about it in a very joking way, but there are actually levels, and I'm gonna as I explain, you will understand what I mean. So, how I want to start this off is, I'm not sure if you've ever experienced or seen a child who doesn't want to let anything go. I don't know if you've ever seen a child who wants to hold on to all their toys, and also hold on to their food, their blanket. They just want to have everything on the, and on them, they want to hold on to everything. Other kids come to play with them, they're all playing, but there's that thing of, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. I don't know if you ever experienced children, especially around the age of 3 and 4. They typically have that thing of mine, 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 and they want to hold on to their own things, and they have that thing of, I don't want to call it territorial, but they start to be very sensitive about ownership of things, and things being theirs, and them having possession of things. Because they want to hold on to all these things, because at that stage, and they're not aware that holding on to all these things is not going to help them be able to get more things, So they hold on to everything, because at that stage, kids don't know their capacity. So as much as they can hold, they will hold. It's mine. If other kid plays with their thing, they want to grab it. It's mine. So they have that energy at that stage. They still have that response, or that type of territorial or ownership of things. Mine, mine, mine. And they want to hold on to everything. So as we develop, as we grow up, that, as I said, that happens typically when we're kids, when we're toddlers. Hey, hi, this is my colleague, Mr. Loft, just joined. Hi. I'll just continue. As I was saying, when we're kids, we have that energy of mine, mine, mine. We want everything to be held by us. And oh, so sorry, I just lost my train of thought there for a sec. Okay, so as we grow up, we should start knowing some of our capacity. And so we move on from trying to hold everything physically. So we move on from that stage of everything is mine, mine, mine physically, holding on to things physically. But we start to hold on to things mentally. Mine, mine, mine mentally. We start holding on to things emotionally. Mine, mine, mine. Even though we've evolved into letting things go physically a lot of the time. Some people still hold on to even physical things. But we've evolved to let go a little bit more, let go a bit of the physical stuff, but we still now do the mind, mind, mind ownership in our mental sphere, in our emotions, around us, with people, with things, with objects, with clothes, friends, jobs, thoughts, with actions. We hold on. We don't want to let any of these things go. We want things to be our own. We want to own things, and we don't want things to be released. We don't want things to no longer be ours. We just want to own everything, Our actions, we want to have the same actions. We don't want to release anything. It's those talks of, I've always done things this way. So it's now no longer just physical, as I've said. It's mental. It's a mental thing. It's a mental holding on. It's an emotional holding on. And it's also physical, because you can also be physically holding on to people and holding on to actions. What is also causing this? I've written a few notes, so I'm just peeping up to also look at them. So as opposed to you now understanding that you must release a few things, you are not doing that. You are not releasing anything. You are still holding on to, even someone, you are a grown person, you've had lots of experience, you've met a lot of people, but you still want to make time for everyone. You still want to hold on to old friendships that are not really giving you anything, but at least you're consistent with that friendship. You want to hold on to old actions. They're not giving you anything, but you want to be consistent. You want to hold on to old thoughts, old emotions, old behaviors. They're not beneficial in any way, but at least you're consistent. So we do that as adults. As kids, it was physical. Now it's very mental. It's very emotional. So we do that. We hoard things. We over like we how can I say, we overextend our capacity. We overextend our capacity, highly in the mental state, highly in the emotional state. We are carrying things. Highly also, make it clear, in the physical space, we are carrying a lot of things. And so we are overexerted. We are overexerted. And that becomes how, and that also is like a growth of how we were, some of the behaviors we had as kids. Now we have some of those behaviors as adults, but now they've come into our physical and our mental state. Okay. So as I've said, I've made a few notes and I'm trying not to lose my train of thought. And what is also important to note is that because all these things are taking up all your capacity and all your space, you're also trying to be available for all of these things. You're also trying to be available for your emotions. You're also trying to be available for all these thoughts. You're also trying to be available for all these people that are in your life. So all this capacity that you're holding on to, this capacity that you're overexerting, let me correct myself, this overexertion of capacity, you also now want to be available for it. You also now to make time and space in your life for it. So, but it's not benefiting you. It's not really giving you anything, but at least you are consistent with your past. That's what I want to drive home about the lack of benefit of this direction. It's not beneficial, but at least you are consistent with your past. This carrying, this hoarding is not giving you anything. So what you start noticing is what you start noticing is that you may notice in your life that you are not growing in the rate that you want. You may look at other people and see that they're growing, they're doing this, they're doing that, and you don't really see that development in your own life. And what a lot of people may do, a lot of us may do, is when you see that you're not growing and you can't quite put your finger on it as to what's wrong, some people may just like, okay, it may be that I need to further my education. Maybe that's what I need to do. I just need to go back to school, maybe put in another 2 years, get another degree. That should be able to help me. And you do that, but it doesn't really produce any fruit. You basically invest 2 years without really much benefit. You may even take on extra courses, but not really extra courses online, but not really see any movement in terms of your fruitfulness, and not really see any result. I'm sorry, I really just don't want to lose my train of thought, so that's why I'm going to make sure that I'm going according to the thing the notes that I've written. Okay, so you may not be seeing any results because you may not be identifying the real problem. You will not be identifying the real problem. Actually, I think maybe I should leave these notes because it's distracting me. You're not identifying the real problem. The real problem is not external. So these courses are not helping you because the problem is not external. It's not that you need more formal schooling education. It's not really that. It's not that you need more courses. Those things are highly beneficial. I'm very much pro school. I'm very much pro learning more things. But that is not where the core of the problem lies. The problem truly lies with yourself, who you are inside, and how that is not developing at the pace that you need. And that's why you are struggling to manifest or create in the external. So It's the inside that needs to be worked at and be developed in order to help you create on the outside. Nothing just comes out of the outside. Everything starts from the inside. A lot of what I discuss on my YouTube channel is very much focusing, like trying to drive that home, to fix the person, to work on the person, so that things may be produced on the external. So that is one of the things that I want to drive in this conversation, that the work is on the person, not on what everything that is outside. So you identify that you are not growing at the pace that you want, and you want to make a change. Sometimes we are going to pray, we are going to ask God. I'm a person who prays, so whenever things are not maybe going my way, I'm going to ask God to intervene and help and do all those things. But how can I say? You see, life, when you ask, I will refer to God or as life, or as the universe, or whatever you want to call God as. When you pray, or when you try to manifest, or when you try to do affirmations, you are asking life, or God, or the universe to intervene in your life, right? Because you have seen that your own capacity, or your own understanding, or your own way is not producing anything. So you're asking energies that are higher than you to intervene in your life. You see, when we do that, life doesn't just come in and send a fairy to come sit with us and we write our Christmas list or whatever. Life will look at you. It will look at you and where you are and where you say you want to go. And from that understanding of this is what this person wants, life will help you become the person that can get those things. What I understand life doesn't just hand you gifts because you've prayed for them. Life helps you become the person who can work with those gifts. Life helps you become the person who, when those gifts come, they can manage them, they can grow them, they can help them multiply. Life wants people who can manage their blessings. This is what I understand. Of course, maybe someone may say something different, but this is what I understand. And so, because you are saying this is what you want, and life now looks at you, are you a person who can manage what you are saying? Are you a person who is capable of growing the things that you're saying, the position that you're saying you want to work, for example, if you're asking for life to help you get a promotion? Are you a person who can manage that position well? Life looks at things that way, from my understanding. They don't just give free gifts. Life doesn't just give free gifts. It looks at the person and tries to get the person to be the person that they are asking to be elevated to. If you ask for God to help you, or spirit, or any, or universe to help you become a manager, life is going to look, how can I get to this person to be at that level? What do I need to develop in this person? And when life sees that, okay, this person, to get to level 2, because I said these are levels, to get to level 2, this person needs to learn this and this and this, and these things are nowhere to be found in their foundation, in the foundation of this person. These things are not to be found. They're going to try and bring those things to you. Life is going to try and bring that education to you. Life is going to try and bring that new and firmer foundation to you, so that you can become this person that you are praying about, this person that you are trying to manifest, this person that you keep affirming. Life is gonna try and help you develop or build that foundation within yourself, so that you can grow to be that person. Okay, so that's how life is going to help you. How is life going to do that? Life creates portals. Portals are opportunities that life gives you to to help you level up. Yes. Portals are opportunities that life gives you to help you level up. I'm sorry, can I just get some water? Okay. So, life is giving you this portal in order to help you level up. Portals are struggles. It's a struggle. It's not. It's a portal through it. It's a struggle because you must learn through it. To be the person that you are asking life to help you be, life has to develop you. So you have to go through this portal in order to learn some of the things that are going to help develop you. I also refer to this portal as the shadow of death. In the Bible, they talk about when I walk through the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for I know that you are with me. We go through portals or shadows of death in our waking lives. We don't that whole prayer of shadow of death is not only talking about when we finally die. We go through shadows of death in our waking lives. We go through these portals that are meant to help teach us and awaken us and enlighten us, so that we may become the people that we keep praying about, so that we may develop, so that we may know more, so that we may be deeper, so that whatever we get, that the blessings that life gives us may multiply when they're in our hands. No one. The universe doesn't want to give blessings to people to waste them. And so when life is opening these portals for you, it's an opportunity to develop yourself so that when the blessing comes, you can manage it. Spirit, universe wants people who can manage their blessings. These portals are not easy. As I said, going through these portals is not easy. As I said, it's like a struggle. But it's a struggle developed to help strengthen you and grow you and help you level up. So what happens is that your life starts becoming turbulent. That's when you are in the portal. So you have prayed for something and you probably haven't seen anything, and then life has its own timings. Life decides, okay, you are ready to be grown. And then your life starts becoming turbulent. Things start feeling like they're falling apart. Things that used to be easy start being difficult. People that you used to get along with, all of a sudden, they struggle in those relationships. It just feels like things are not working no matter how much you try. You start losing things that are typically it's a lost season. It's things fall apart. It's really is things fall apart. Everything you try, it doesn't work. You invest here, you lose. Relationships are sour. At work you used to get along with everyone. Now everything's a little tense. You are going through the portal. You are in the portal. Life is turbulent for you. And we are going to go through portals multiple times to help grow us for the things we keep asking life for. So you are in this portal, in the shadow of death. You are in the shadow of death. You are going through this difficult time. And it can last, I don't know how long. It depends on how you are responding to what you are going through. It all depends on how you're responding to what you are going through. Sometimes people can go through the shadow of death and not benefit as much as they should. And that happens when people People are going through struggle, and as opposed to learning what is happening in the struggle, they become resistant. They resist. They fight with everyone. They blame everyone for the chaos that is happening in their lives. They become difficult. They feel sorry for themselves. They just get into a whole ton of self-pity. But one thing they do not do is look at themselves and look at what is happening in the situation. Look at the situation as it's falling apart and try to see what is actually happening. They are kind of like they are existing in the situation. Yes, they are existing in the situation, but they are not present in the situation, in what is happening, in this whole portal situation, this portal struggle that they're going through, in the shadow of death that they're going through. They're existing in it, but they're not present in it. And because they are not present in it, they are not able to learn the lessons that this portal is trying to help them know or trying to help them understand. As I said, the portal is an opportunity to help you elevate so that so that you can manage the things that come after the portal, because it's not going to last forever. Nothing lasts forever. It's a temporary situation. Everything is temporary. Even the portal, even that difficulty, even that struggle, it's temporary. But what a lot of people do is they just exist, and so they wallow, they become resistant, stiff, they fight, they blame, they play victim. A lot of people don't benefit much from the portals that life hands to us because they exist in them, they cover their eyes, as opposed to the portal needs you to open your eyes. And in a way, I'm sure you've heard of this term called being woke. While you're going through your shadow of death, you need to be eyes wide open so that you can see what life is trying to teach you, so that you may see yourself in this situation, how you are handling yourself in this situation, what you are understanding about yourself in this situation. Because this whole situation is trying to develop you. It's trying to grow you. It's trying to help you be a good manager of the blessings that life wants to give you. I truly believe life wants to bless all of us, but it has to see that you're a person who can manage the blessings. So so sorry. It's going to test you through the portal. It's going to test you through the portal. If you go through this portal in this victim mode, in this sad and resistant, fighting, not wanting to learn mode, because it's supposed to teach you, but if you're resistant, you're not going to learn anything. What it needs for you is to be awakened, to see. After you've gone through this portal, you should. It's incredibly difficult. Like I feel like I'm not exerting enough how difficult the whole process is, because it needs you to elevate. It needs you to get to the next level. That's what it's all about. It's trying to get you to the next level. So if after you come out of the portal, because it's not going to last forever, regardless of whether you've learned anything or not, it's not going to last forever. If you get to the other side of the portal and all you did the whole time while you are in that period was feel sorry for yourself, was complain, was to play victim, then it's going to be difficult for life to trust you with whatever it is that you have been asking for, because you haven't elevated, you haven't proven to life that you can actually manage yourself in the way that life wants you to be able to, so that it can bless you with the things that you want. When you're a person who does their best to be awakened, to be highly open-eyed and observing of what is happening, looking at yourself, looking at the things that are being highlighted about you while you are going through the struggle. And when you come out of the portal, you're able to look at the person that you were before you went into the portal and the things that you have learned about yourself. The portal is trying to show you things about you that are not going to help you get to the next level, so that you may release them. If you are awakened, if you are woke, which is, you remember when I spoke about the shadow of death, when we go through the portal is the shadow of death. We're supposed to let things die that are not going to help us. We're supposed to release things that are not going to help us. Let them go. Relationships that are not beneficial, let them go. Behaviors within ourselves that are self-sabotaging us, we're supposed to let them go. Beliefs that are not going to develop us or help us grow, we're supposed to let them go. Attitudes, we're supposed to bring death to things that are not going to help us be the best version of ourselves when we get the blessings that we have prayed for or the blessings that we are asking life to give us. So when you come out of the portal or the shadow of death and you were eyes wide open the whole time, then you will be able to know what you need to release within yourself. But if you were in victim mode the whole time, you will not benefit from the portal. You will not receive its full benefits because you didn't take the time to try and understand what the portal was trying to help you do. I hope I'm making sense. The portal is trying to help you see yourself and the parts of you that are not going to be beneficial to you. But if you are resistant and are playing victim the whole time and only complaining and only doing that, and you're not going to get the benefit of the portal. So that's what life is trying to do. It's trying to help you release. It's trying to help you. And you remember I talked about our capacity. Life is trying to help you release things that are just taking up your capacity without any benefit. They're just taking up your energy, just taking up your time without giving you anything in return. They're just wasting your energy for no benefit. Life is always, when you go through shadows of death, life is trying to help you release. It's a free opportunity for you to release things that are not beneficial to you, so that life can help you give birth to things that will be beneficial to you, to things that you did ask for, to things that you prayed for, to things that you tried to manifest, to your affirmations. The whole shadow of death process is supposed to help release, let go, let die of everything that is not helpful, so that new things that are helpful, that are beneficial, that are fruitful can be birthed in your life. It's supposed to help you do that. And so when you are not happy with your progress, and I want to also say, be careful what you wish for. Be careful, let me correct myself. Be careful what you pray for. Because to get some of the things that we want, some of the things that we pray for, life has to redo our foundation in order for us to be able to manage the blessings that we want. It has to start over our foundation. So it may be that you are not happy with your progress and you are trying to do all these external things, take this course, take that course, but that is not the problem. The problem is not your lack of education. It's not that. It's the fact that you are not where life needs you to be to get the things that you want. Your level in life, not in just your workplace or skills or anything like that, but the person that you are. The person that you are needs to be elevated by life, higher source, God, whatever you want to call it. It needs to be elevated, because to get the things that you are praying for, the things that you are praying for cannot be given to you where you currently are. You need to be elevated in your thinking. It may be that right now your thinking is highly narrow, but what the level that you're asking life to give you needs you to have a more wider view. Sometimes through school, but can only be developed through life, through God, and through all that thing coming into your life and developing you themselves, helping you see yourself clearer, It's not external, it's about you, which is it. I'm trying not to over repeat myself, but that the whole thing of being developed by life is life trying to help you see yourself clearer, so that you may release things that are not going to be beneficial to the things that for the person that you want to be. Things that are not going to be beneficial. We as people are carrying a lot of junk. A lot of useless things, a lot of objects that we don't need. That's my favorite. I've had that for 5 years. I'm still going to wear that. I'm trying to maintain a relationship with the person that I don't even know what they actually bring to me. I'm trying to be nice to all those people, but there's nothing wrong with being nice to people. I am pro that. But you are trying to maintain relationships and situationships and work situations, clothes, objects, things, emotions, thoughts that are not going to grow you. They're not going to get you to your next level. And life is trying to help you see that. Life is trying to show you that you are not going to get to where you say you want to be if you are carrying all this junk. So when you're going through the shadow of death, you are trying to bring death to all this junk. You can have the capacity, so that you develop the capacity for what life wants to bring you, because that needs its own space in your life. We only have two hands. We are not going to be able to carry everything that we've ever had, all the behaviors, things we used to do, beliefs we had when we were 10, actions we used to take when we were 20. We can't carry all those things and the blessings that we are asking for all in these two hands. Something's got to go. Something's got to give. And so these portals come to our lives so that we may let go and make space for the quality that God wants to bring in our lives. You are trying to release junk out of your life so that you can make space and capacity for the things that are really beneficial to you. And this is not an easy process, but it is highly beneficial. It is highly beneficial because your understanding changes. Your understanding changes. We are blind to a lot of things about ourselves, a lot of things that we don't quite understand about ourselves. We may sometimes think we are better than we actually are. And what is the benefit of these portals is that they help us see. They help us see us a little clearer. They help bring our shadow to a little closer to us, so we may be able to see ourselves a little clearer and then be able to work on the things that we have found. When we can't develop enough from the things that we sometimes maybe hear from. We need a deeper mirror to see ourselves, and that's the job of the portal, to help us see ourselves a little clearer, so that we may remove these things, so that space may be created in us for the things that we want, for the things that we are praying for, so that our affirmations may be realized and actualized. But to get the things that we want is going to be difficult if we are holding on to so much, if we are refusing to let go of anything, if we are refusing to change because you need to change. Getting things out of your life, the result should be that you have changed. And a lot of people look down or see a person changing as being something that is, I don't know, as something as you being inconsistent. But we must change. We must change. As I said, we are going to, in our lives, we are going to go through multiple portals, so that we may change and grow and release in order to become the people or the person that we keep praying for, so that we become our highest version of ourselves, so that we elevate in the levels, because life has levels, and the more you allow yourself to be awakened by life, to go through these portals and observe what is being shown to you, and observe yourself and observe your environment, you go up in the levels, because your understanding changes. Your view becomes wider. Your view becomes wider. Your understanding becomes different. You no longer just a three-dimensional, two-dimensional person. Your view becomes wider. Your understanding becomes different. Your thinking. I call this whole thing, you get a complete software update. It's a software update designed by life to help you get to the next stage, so that you may get the blessings that come with the next stage, so you may get the understanding that comes with the next stage. I have unfortunately met people who are senior in age, meaning they're older in age, but they haven't had a lot of software updates. Which we are going to have multiple times in our lives. So you may sometimes grow in years, grow in time, but you haven't changed at all, because sometimes people look at change as something that is not good, because you are not consistent with your past. You're not trying to be consistent with your past. You're trying to grow and be consistent with your highest version of yourself. You're trying to get to a higher version of yourself. You're going higher. You're not trying to be consistent with the past. And whenever people say that, kind of look negatively upon people who change and who elevate, I get that understanding in my mind. This person's asking another person to be consistent with their past. Meanwhile, they're not going in that direction. You want to be consistent with the person that you want to become. You want to be consistent with your highest version of yourself, with the highest version of yourself. You want to be consistent with the person that you keep praying about. The blessings that you want are not going to come with the person who still operates with the mentality and the attitude of the past. Your blessings need you to elevate. That's the cost of the next level. That's the cost of evolving. You have to let go. We have to let go. We get a lot of education that wants us to take on. You have to let go of the things that are not going to help you, in order for life to bring you the things that will. The things that will, the understanding, the thought process, the software update that is going to help you elevate or work to the level that is needed. So those are some of the things that 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 to me is the cost of elevation. The cost of elevation, apart from the hard work that has to be done in the workplace and all of that, which I cover a lot in my YouTube channel, in terms of developing your confidence and developing your character and all those things. There's a lot that has to be removed in order to help those things develop in your life. There's a lot that has to be removed from you, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, your attitude. There's a lot that has to be removed from you. So I really hope that there can be understanding of the importance, or how to look at life when difficulty comes to us. How to look at difficulty. Yes, let me put it that way. How to look at difficulty. Because in difficulty is an opportunity that life gives us. But you have to be awakened to understand that. And you can only get that understanding or awakening if you become present in your struggle. If you become present in your struggle. So if you are in this time in your life where it feels that you are not evolving, it feels like you are not growing, your life feels highly stagnant, I advise you to rethink the reasons that might be contributing to that. Rethink trying to just work on the external in your life. Rethink that. Come back to yourself. Everything starts from inside and then manifests outside. Come back to yourself. Come back to yourself and see if there's nothing there that you are not aware of that could be blocking what you're actually asking for. Look in there. Look at yourself. You could be just not elevating enough to get to the things that you want. And what is really great also is that you don't have to wait for the portal to come. As I said, we are going to experience multiple portals. But you don't have to wait for the portal to come before you help yourself elevate to the level. You have to be highly observant of yourself. You have to be conscious of yourself. Work with yourself. Learn yourself. Observe yourself so that you may see some of the blind spots. Because if you're a person who just wants to only believe, only pray, which is not anything wrong with that, if you pray and things like that, but I think it's going to the clearing or the rebuild of your foundation, if you're not doing anything to help yourself, if you're not doing anything to help yourself elevate, then it's going to be more difficulty in rebuilding your foundation. I hope I'm making sense. The more you help yourself by being conscious of yourself and developing yourself, the more you are helping yourself have a more easier process when the portals come and you have to rebuild. Life has to help you rebuild, redevelop some of your foundation, fix some of your things, some of your character flaws and your blind spots. You have to help yourself. Otherwise, I truly believe when portals come, you're going to have great difficulty, but you can always help yourself. Don't just affirm or just think you can just not do anything. You have to do something. Help yourself. Help yourself. Work with you. Be incredibly curious about yourself. Learning. Develop yourself. Learn yourself. You are a a great book that needs your own understanding, that needs you. You are a great book that needs to be read by you, so that you can understand how to operate yourself. I'm not seeing anyone having any question, so I think I might close the chat, but I'd really love to continue this talk. Like I really want to get into this, also talking about how we can help ourselves awaken more, so that we may understand things at almost like different angles. Our understanding could be in more diverse angles, so that we may, as I spoke about earlier, that we may have a very linear view, a very narrow focus. But when the more wider we're able to see, the more wider we're able to understand, the more some things just become naturally clear to us, more easier. But you have to go through the portal and do the work, and not play that victim role and blaming everyone. It's about looking at yourself. When life brings you the opportunity for everything in your life to fall apart, come back to yourself and look at yourself, because that's how you're going to grow, and that's how you're going to allow life to bring you the things that you are asking for. I thank you so much for your time. I hope you enjoy watching this video. If you have any questions, you can pop them up on the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer them. Thank you again. Bye.